Doctor Sleep. This is an R-rated drama fantasy horror movie around 2 hours and 32 minutes, and it was released in November 2019. Now, years following the events of The Shining, Danny Torrance must protect a young girl with similar powers to him from a cult known as the True Knot. Now, this cult basically prey on children with the powers to remain immortal. Let's jump straight into the good points. Now, the good points about this movie is this is a successful sequel, in my opinion, following one of the best horror movies of all time in The Shining, period, having the added pressure of the book being written by Stephen King, who didn't actually like the original because of the way the director, obviously Kubrick, make his take on it. There was a whole lot of pressure on this movie and the director and writer Mike Flanagan, who also done a fantastic job with this movie. He made some very good decisions in this movie, I can really tell you that. Watching it from beginning to end, I really did feel that this guy done a great job overall. Now, with horror movies, one of the main things, of course, is the tone of the movie, and the tone of this movie was superb throughout. It really was great. Comparing it to The Shining, it wasn't as obviously tensed as The Shining, but there was a lot of tension in there, really building up a lot of scenes, which really made it sort of nail-biting, really on the edge of your seat sort of stuff, which was really great from the beginning of the movie to the end. I think a lot of the tension was really well placed in the movie as well. It wasn't just all the way through tense. You had your little moments where you feel like, okay, something's going to happen. Then whether it does or not is obviously dependent on obviously the take of the movie, the director, and where he plants them, which I think was really great. And the build up throughout the movie was really great as well. The mystery and the atmosphere as well alongside this really complement the tone and the tension in the movie really well as well. The script for this movie overall was really good. I enjoyed it, especially for the villain side of things. They go through some sort of rituals, so there's some long big words and interesting quotes from their side of things, and it really was interesting. The overall story of this movie is completely entertaining from the beginning to the end. It really complements The Shining as a sequel, and not only that, it really goes in and out of all these characters' stories. So 1 minute we'll be following Danny, and then we'll go into the villain side of things, then we go into the young girl, and it goes in and out of stories, which flows really well and just feels right. The character development in this movie is superb. The director again deserves a lot of applause for this, really handling each character to perfection. All their stories come together and it's really well handled. Especially the side characters, I have to give huge credit to the director again, because side characters in movies nowadays can come in and out of movies and have one purpose, whether it's to get killed, whether it's just to make someone jump, whether it's just to be a background person. I don't know, there's many purposes for side characters, but even the side characters in this one actually have a purpose throughout the movie. There's always a part that they had to play in the movie, and they were somewhat really enjoyable. The horror imagery in this movie was very similar to The Shining, which I really did enjoy, of course. Not a lot of it really is focused on the horror imagery, it's more the tension and the tone of the movie. But it really does, when it does show this horror imagery, it really is a great result, a great enjoyable moment, which really does either scare you or does really make you feel on edge, make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. What this movie aims to do, it really does succeed. Now, the technical side of the movie, it's been such a long time since obviously The Shining has been released, so the technical quality has definitely made a big upstep. I think this movie really used sound to perfection. There was some really key, really sound effects in there that really complements the scenes where they used and really well placed. Not only that, we get some great cinematography, of course, the quality is really great, but really the editing as well, I really have to compliment, because it flowed so well, as I've mentioned, going through each character's stories, and not only that, when it gets to them fast-paced moments, it really flows so great throughout the whole movie. But really, when it comes to the technical side of the movie, the lighting, the color grading, and the location choices were things I really wanted to give a lot of praise for. The pacing overall in the movie was very similar to The Shining as well. I think it's absolutely perfect. You get your slow moments, of course, but really when it hits into them fast-paced moments, it's not going to stop right till that finale, and it's really great. The whole build was perfect. As mentioned, there are some throwbacks in this movie to The Shining which really were great fan service. I really did enjoy them. Love remembering them scenes and love seeing some of the locations obviously from that movie and just reliving it all. It was just such a great experience. The performances from the cast in this movie were top notch. Some of the best performances I've seen all year. We start off with Ewan McGregor playing as Dan or Danny Torrance. He was phenomenal in this movie. He really, really was. He took it as obviously being the main man on the poster, the main character whose obviously mission or job and aim of this movie is to protect this young girl. But how he gets to where he is, and there's a lot of backstory added to this character because obviously we know him as the boy in The Shining on the bike, going through the hallways, and you see all the stuff that happens to this young boy with these powers. He really has a great backstory added to him, and with some alcohol problems, obviously work problems and stuff like this going through this story, and he really is such a great character, and not only that, it's such a great top performance in this movie. Another great performance from Kylie Curran playing as Abra. I really did enjoy her. She had definitely one of the best child performances I've seen for quite a while. I really have to compliment her because she had chemistry with pretty much every character. The villains, obviously Danny, her parents and other people around her. She really had a lot of great chemistry. She had a lot of youth to this story which made it sort of cute and really funny at times as well. But no doubt my personal favourite performance, and definitely deserves Oscar mention, is Rebecca Ferguson as Rose the Hat, the villain, the main villain of this story. Her performance was so mesmerising. Every time she was on screen, I was just really like eyes focused pretty much. Her performance was just so jaw-dropping. It was just so amazing. I've seen her act before, but nothing like this. This was so great. The character was just so perfect for her. So guys, it's rating time. Let's have a look what the critics had to rate this movie. We have IMDb giving it a 7.7 out of 10. We have Rotten Tomatoes giving it a 74%, and Metacritic giving it a 60. My rating for this movie is a 10 out of 10. That makes this an amazing movie. Overall guys, this movie is absolutely amazing. I really did enjoy it. In my opinion only, this is very close between the two movies, The Shining and this one. A lot of people will say that's a massive statement to make. I absolutely agree with you guys. It's just something which I really did enjoy. Obviously watching The Shining recently and reviewing it on the channel. If you guys want to check that out, obviously it's on the channel. This is definitely one of the great sequels, one of the best of all time in my opinion for quite a while. I really did enjoy this, and I will do a video stating which movie is actually better because I've given both a 10 out of 10, and I'll obviously go more in depth and give my opinions both of their movies of course, so stay tuned for that on the channel of course. But this movie is definitely worth a watch, and definitely I recommend you watching The Shining. If you haven't watched it and you're thinking about just going to watch this movie, watch The Shining because you get some throwbacks in this movie, and it's a whole lot more better if you watch that movie because obviously you understand the character a bit more, the story and everything. It's just an amazing experience overall. So guys, a 10 out of 10 for Dr. Sleep. Let me know your ratings and thoughts in that comment section down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you agree with my opinion and my rating? Let me know in the comment section down below, of course. Guys, stay tuned. I'm officially back full-time giving you content on the channel. I am going to be uploading less, but giving you more quality on the channel. So I'm going to be doing my own personal lists as well, top 10s and stuff like that, as well as the new Star Wars journey, which is going to be starting on later on this week. I want you guys to stay tuned for that as well, guys, because I'm going to be reviewing all the Star Wars movies leading up to that new release, obviously in December. I'm also going to give you a predictions video on who I think is going to die, the story, on what I think is going to happen, all my predictions and my thoughts on that movie coming up on the channel, as well as the video stating which movie is better, Dr. Sleep or The Shining. That is going to be my thoughts, of course, and a lot of people will have different arguments on that, but that is going to be a fun video. There's so much stuff coming on the channel. Please do stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been me, you've been you, and I'll see you next time, guys, on Talking with Jay Springer.